And then come on, no, a London come on. Na Ireland come on, say what who say about our Phoebe, actually week, or the corona also, or the ball life, papa. And come on here and come on a fire your movie industry. Now, meaning say you be when you cry, obey 30, 40 more. And yes, you cry, and maybe Ghana, a dear back could be a bear can see our TV so. Near friend fresh trouble. Series be in fact Ghana kuku dam ni bebre ehwebi na o show bi ti se Samini o show bi ti se Akila and no more mekaka ho na ababa obi wo mu near friend Atswei in fact in the near din naturally who now is a gay we nyese acting or you be na near din pa series be ye kesia ye enjoy ya na hu se characters na be yira mako and Atswei so yira sa oyra no be share London UK bridging memu and then Sammy Flex we be do am say David but bi o she bia mehwehwe no na ya start ya bonkomo and afi me hu say si akra ko social media as a fresh trouble na say samba bia mu bi wo ho anom de betwam kakra and I'm say na ya esa kanidie ye ne Atswei ni di ankasa he Barbara Newton e be bonkomo ne ya hwet se ne be ko madam why fe
me da se
na I don't know Ghana for ya sa e bra na ye ni age a ye nyina ye hwesi ni uja e hokọ basa sa
me Ghana for but then there was a break.
Okay.
It is a break no and yeah, we didn't come back together again, so yeah.
Who pushed for that break? Why the mass break?
It wasn't. It's not about somebody pushing for the break, but I mean, say this industry, you know, it's money, and we're all doing our best. The producers were doing their best. The actors were putting in every effort to be able to make sure that every week piano be about a 12 But I got to a time, and one thing is, I mean, you have to travel and see. When you travel, you work hard to be able to bring a content. That content is bought by a television station, and then at least you're given some money. But from what we were doing, rather taking the content to the television station, we have to pay for airtime.
Even at the time.
Yes, we have to pay for airtime. So I mean, why you with Juma? A Jumana should be able to bring you money, rather than you're spending to even put the work out. And there was no major sponsors at the time. It's not difficult, ma producers, no.
You can say at the time, fresh trouble. Now or responsibility and now role. What was it about?
My role was this stubborn young girl. I mean, a teenager, kind of a teenager, who is in the hood, who knows, say, she kind of knows it all. She poses to be the strongest among the young people in the hood, but she's the weakest.
Okay.
But even though she poses out and portray herself to be the strongest, but getting closer to her, knowing her, and then trying to pick up a fight, you get to know that she's the weakest and less strong within the community.
Who owned the production of Fresh Trouble at the time?
Albert Kuvodu Davi.
Oh, that is Davi. I remember. And when they shoot you to fame, can you say Fresh Trouble shot Atswei or Barbara?
Yeah, it was Fresh Trouble that took me to the limelight. Even though I'd done other movies, but Fresh Trouble took me up there.
At the time, yourself, Samini, who else? I want to mention some of the stars.
At the time, myself, Samini, Lord Kenya, Eunice Banini, Wachi, Prince Yosin. We had Judas. Yeah, quite a number of them were on there. Yeah.
What was the story, the objective? What was the morale the series was preaching at the time?
The series wasn't actually a serial. It was a series. So every episode has a story to tell. Even though there were keynotes cast who were being run through, but every episode or 2 or 3 episodes has a particular theme to that was being dealt with. So I wouldn't be able to say that, oh, this was one serial that the beginning probably you go to church and then at the end you end up in a club and then you end up doing this and doing that, but it was different disjoint stories that were put together.
At the time you were featured with stars, the Lord Kenyans. They were very huge at the time, Saminis and co. What benefit came to you at the time?
It brought a lot of benefits. I mean, the moment you walk out there, you go like, oh, do you see her? You see, she's the one who is playing at church. You see, oh, she plays with Batman. At that time, he plays with Batman. Oh, you see, that was Lord Kenya. Oh, you see. So it was like people identify you with the big names that were on there, and that's actually helped.
Did you make money? Did you make profit? Because that was one of the biggest names on TV at the time.
It was not profitable. It was not profitable, and I am not saying this to bring down the producers. The producers did their best, but because there were no support, it wasn't profitable. I mean, we're giving money.
Profitable as in, were you not paid as actors? Because you were one of the lead actors.
Yeah, we're giving money for transportation. We're giving some allowances. But, I mean, with that caliber of a production that we're doing, if it is anywhere in the world, should make you millions. But then there was nothing coming in.
But did it bring other deals?
Oh yeah, there were so many other affairs. I mean, apart from being online, there were other commercial deals that came in. I had other film jobs to do. I got recognized, and things were quite easy for me. I mean, so I wouldn't say it was so bad because I mean, they say you take a dirty job to get a better job. So I see it as it was a step in the right direction, and it was a stone that I stood on to go up there.
So you started enjoying fame. I believe you could still use it to do other things, but you left Ghana. What happened? What really took you out of the country?
After I finished, like when we're in the process of recording Fresh Trouble, I was in school at the time. I was at the University of Ghana. So when I've completed and I was doing my service, I realized that there was a break in production. And when there was a break in production and literally there's nothing much to be done, I traveled. I was in and out of Ghana, and then I literally decided to settle.
So at the time you were doing acting as a profession full time? Yeah,
because I'm a trained actor, trained at the University of Ghana. And then I had a practical training by freelance players. We were meeting at Art Center. It was headed by the late Ansomenu. We had Fred Amugi on there. We had the big names on freelance players. So it was a place that was teaching young actors and Smith Asante Dems. We've got names that were there, and we had other theater groups there, and it was something that we're all learning from, and we had that opportunity to do stage acting, and then school also helped in addition.
Now, I'll be coming to talk about your life in London as an actress and whether you are still even doing acting full time. But then at the time you were doing with Lord Kenya, the Saminis, they were big. How were they relating to you guys?
You see, one thing that I've come to realize in life is the moment you give due respect to who respect is due, you are called the same respect. There were people that I admired them, I saw them as big people, but they never make you feel that they were big. They were always down to earth. I mean, we sat down, talk, sometimes we'll be eating together. You never felt like low or beneath them. They were very comfortable, and with that, they coming out like that should not make you think that you need to override them or take their kindness for granted. I gave them all the necessary respect, and I believe that actually helped me to be able to be free to act out and work the way I did.
So now someone like Lord Kenya is now a pastor. Is it something you saw in those days?
Well, I mean, you can go back and watch all the series. Every episode or every episode he played in, he was that good boy kind of person. So, and yeah, you might see him as a big music star who was doing rap at the time, but trust me, he had that uniqueness in him that you cannot tell. And me for instance, wasn't surprised seeing him coming out as a man of God.
Okay. And I'm still here on International Connect, and my special guest, beautiful Barbara Newton, aka Atswei. Atswei now the back it's not a person okay Atswei mono. But Barbara, you started your own production here in London. Personally, I've come to one of your premieres. I remember at the Dominion Center some 2 or 3 years ago. How did it start from here? And at the moment, I'm not seeing much of you. I'm not seeing much of your production. After, I think the movie was called Moonlight.
Yes. I after Moonlight, there was Alimony. No, there was Alimony before Moonlight. I did Alimony. That has got to do with money's being paid to like exes. And then we did Moonlight. And then I did Nokrasa. It's quite a huge challenge to start productions on your own. But then I put some through. Even though I lost big time.
With all the movies you released?
Yes.
Or just one of them?
With all the movies I released, some of them I came back home to.
Yes. In fact, I'll be coming there as well.
To film, and then because the story
you are doing continuation here.
Started from somewhere, and but then it's at a point. I don't know, but I think when the YouTube thing started, sales went down, and people in UK don't like going to see the cinemas. And one thing I've come to realize is, you hear somebody, men are men support na sikano so so they don't know that.
That is what our people have been saying.
Yeah, they don't know that it is somebody's trade, it is somebody's profession that his or her child would want to emulate, his or her child would want to be. I mean, I pay money to go to the cinemas to watch other movies. I go support other African movies that is being shown here. So I really find it very difficult that once in a while, let's say out of the 12 months, let's say if we're even dividing it into 3, every 4 months, there's one African movie or one Ghanaian movie being released here for people to come see, support with a little that you can to make the industry rise. It will help. But I realized that it wasn't something that I could actually look into, invest everything I've been able to, make into it. The thing is, saying this, I wouldn't me and Chimfree was there were no other people who supported. A lot of people supported. Privately, people would not have the chance to come watch it, but people would want to support, giving you some money, giving you their place to film and all that. People did their best, but the majority of them really didn't want to. Probably after I saw your advert on TV. Is it on YouTube? So I said to myself, why should I put it on YouTube if I've not made anything yet? But then I've come to realize that YouTube is the deal now. So we're now looking at starting to promote it and then pushing them all on YouTube.
So let's talk about how you were selling, how you intended to sell at the time. Because I knew you were doing your premieres. I knew you had 1 or 2 maybe on CD and online as well. How were you selling? That is how come you couldn't make profit out of that?
I was doing the premieres all right because, pardon me, I was doing the premieres all right. and then the premiers were not actually, I mean, something to write home about, in all fairness. Secondly, there were other marketers I spoke to, but then they would tell you, why didn't you put this one in? Why did you use this one? This face sells more. And
which one, the marketers or the
the
audience?
Marketers.
Okay.
This face sells more.
The marketers were in Ghana.
Yeah. We're saying this face sells more and this face doesn't sell. Oh, it will go faster if you had used this person. But there's one thing that we are lacking in Ghana when it comes to acting. It is not about the face. It is not about the name. It is about the person who is able to enact the role, to bring out the role very well. That is why that is why our movies do not get anywhere. Trust me, every movie that has gone up to the international level, how many of those names are in there? I'm leaving that to you. Don't ask me. How many of those are those names that they say, oh, use this person's name, use this person's. How many of them have gotten to the Hollywoods? How many of them have their movies gotten to the Oscars or to whatever? You see that all the movies that has risen to that place, they are people who we least know about, but they took the business as a business and worked towards it.
I see. How was shooting in London like? Because I know over here, unlike Ghana, where you can just pick your camera, your crew, and shoot from every corner, here location was a little bit expensive.
Yeah.
How were you doing that?
One thing, I was in school at the time, and if you're in school and you've got your school ID with you, you're permitted to film within certain radius, because it is assumed that you're using it. Yeah, you're doing it for school work. Okay. So that was what actually gave me the opportunity to film. And also, if you really want to do without getting into trouble, what you have to do is you use small cameras, not the huge commercial cameras, so that you are noted. So in one way,
okay.
Yeah.
So does it mean because it is after school and now you cannot use those means to shoot again, that's why you are slow in production?
No, I've been slow in production because I'm actually working on putting a TV series out there. There's so many stories to be told, and I'm actually working on putting a TV series out there that can be put on YouTube. It can be put on most of the social media platform, and then that would help you being able to get your money back. And then possibly, now I understand things have changed in Ghana, so we can definitely make some money when it's brought down.
When you say you understand things have changed, things like what?
Like when it comes to television deals.
Well, I don't know what you mean by.
I honestly will not put money into production and then come back home and give it to whichever television station they like it, everything, the content is fine, and then they will tell me buy an airtime. No, I wouldn't do it.
For the television stations, nothing has changed as much.
So
as
you still need to buy airtime.
You still need to get airtime, or you produce in partnership with the television station.
Oh, okay.
If you are producing in partnership with the television station, that one you are good. But if you are doing an individual production and you want it to be aired, you need to pay the TV station. Wow. Was it difficult getting actors in London? Because I watched the Moonlight and I still saw that you featured some actors from Ghana. Could you have done with only actors who were based in London or UK?
No, depending on the storyline, that was what actually got me to feature some actors in Ghana. But if it had been the fact that the whole storyline was based here and the theme and the plot is purely in UK, I believe that getting people to do the work was there. Even though it was difficult, some of them have the interest, but I mean, getting that standard, you suffer because probably could be their first time, and you're putting them on. They don't need to do look into cameras. Sometimes some of them will do. I mean, the ones who've done it before would know that the camera's angle is positioned here, so you need to play according to, but they need to be talked through all that. But yeah, it wasn't tough. It wasn't difficult.
Do we really have acting talent in London, especially?
Yes, there's quite a lot.
But they are not actively.
They are not. They are not actively. Quite recently, when they've got to know that the John Boyega, there are other African stars coming out now. I believe that some of us are Ghanaian-born, British, are actually getting into it, and they are taking it serious. And then even when they come on your set, you can see that they've read, they've probably might have had tutorials on YouTube, so the way they compose themselves are quite there. Yeah.